In tonight's episode, the murderer takes the stand in our very first witness testimony. We will have to examine what he says and then cross-examine him using evidence to find the holes in what he says. If we can do it, we'll save our best friend's life. If not, our best friend will go to jail for the rest of eternity. Please join me for Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Part 2. Well, greetings and welcome back to the second part of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney HD. When you left us, we were defending one of our mates in a murder trial. This is our very, very first case, and it wasn't going very well. But the man who is genuinely guilty of the murder has just taken the stand. So hopefully we'll be able to get him to confess to his crimes. So let us resume the trial. This is the man who did the dirty deed, so I guess we're going to have to try and find a way using the evidence in the court record to make him spill. Let's just recap what we know so far. We've got a passport that apparently suggests that the victim arrived home from Paris, the passport. We've got an autopsy report which gives us the murder weapon, and various other things like that. This is the local newspaper seller as well, which possibly might suggest why there is a connection between the newspapers saying that our friend is guilty for the murder. Anyway, let us rejoin the court case. Oh yes. Newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sweat, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court everything you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness testimony, witness account, testimony, and it's all in red, so I guess this is going to be useful evidence for us. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he's left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment when I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed like a bird. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and I found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant, sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I know that was my fault. I told you to lie. I told you to lie like a dog, but still, I'm going to blame you. And now, I'm going to sweat. And I'm also going to I'm going to do something very strange with my mouth. I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
What? No! Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Do you know nothing? How the hell are you a lawyer? Phones? What are they connected to? The electricity? No, the phone line, you absolute klutz. Repeat after me. Klutz.
Klutz.
Good. Don't do that again, idiot.
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sweat used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record added to the court record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Okay, which I guess kind of fits in with his testimony about phoning at 1 p.m. exactly.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes. Yes. Your Honour, what do you want?
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honour? Okay, well, this is going to be the moment where we make the guy squeal, make him sing like a daisy. All right, right. Right, I think that's my new slogan. All right, right. This is it. The real deal. Get it right, right? Okay? Right, right. Let's go, right? What exactly am I supposed to do? Why? You exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies. In red. Crimson lies. Imagine him to be a scarlet whore. Crimson letter. Lies. Lies? What? He was lying? That's crazy. Your client is innocent, right? Right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony, right? Right? Or is your client really guilty? Oh, no. How do I prove he's not? Right, well, before we have to do anything, let's just have a good look at the court record. Does this tell us anything else? If I double click on things, or is that literally the whole thing? Electricity, Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. Yeah, that's my badge. Oh, hang on, look at this. The time of death was 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So, that would suggest that actually the victim was died after that phone call was made, if the phone call was made at 1 p.m. So perhaps we can use that. I think they've underused the fact that this is that this person got killed with the thinker. You know, you could have had like the statue being swished around, and think about this, or something like this, or some sort of thoughtless action. Right, the victim apparently arrived in Paris on the 7th of the 30th, home from the day before the murder. No, nothing new there. Okay, so I reckon we use this issue with timing. You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness' face. You want me to rub the evidence in the witness's face? That's crazy. Okay. Touch the court record button and point out the contradictions in the testimony. So do I actually do that from here? Oh, recording's going a bit shaky there. I can't see a way to actually use the evidence from here, so I guess we'll go back and see what pops up. Okay.
Cross-examination. Witness's account.
Right, okay, well, we've got a load of exclamations marks on the screen. Press present. What's the difference between press and present? I don't understand what I'm doing! I guess present is present evidence. Press, I guess, means make him tell more about it, probably. We'll press him, see what that does, just for experiment's sake. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seems strange to me. That's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Well, I don't think we have any evidence to contradict that. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the department. Can we go backwards and forward in the testimony? Yes, we can. Okay. Well, let's go and find that bit where the bit that I know is wrong. Which I think is the bit about... the phone line. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Went to a nearby fire, blah, blah, blah. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Okay. Let's present some evidence. We're going to present the coroner's report, which comes after that. So, here we go. Objection. Finger power. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for absolutely certain. Cross my heart and hope to die. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy... What's he doing with his hand? Who does that with a piece of paper? Tappy, 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 tappy. And that's an awesome, awesome smug expression. Anyway... The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody to no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Got you. Ha! Case closed. Objection! This is trivial. I'm sweating ever so slightly as a witness merely forgot the time and thought it was a different day, perhaps a different millennia or something like that. It's easily done. That happens all the time.
No. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. He said it was exactly 1 p.m., not exactly a different millennia after all. Mr. Showit, you? Why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question, and I seem to have some sort of rheumatism issue with my shoulders. But can you keep your head this still while you move both of your shoulders and your hands? Just try that for a while I go out of the door of the courtroom. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. He's really sweaty. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and the whole story falls apart. Wait. I remember now. Oh, it's so obvious.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
Who gets to give their testimony twice in a murder trial? Really? Excuse me, I seem to have given you completely the wrong testimony in this murder case. Could I please do it again?
Well, yes, of course you can. That's fine. Just this time try to lie a little less, and I'm sure we'll get the truth.
Right, okay, what have we got then? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, hang on, I think you screwed up here. If we had a blackout, then we can do something with that. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. It's got nothing to do with me being a cold-hearted killer or anything like that. It's just that I bowed down to the peer pressure of the video. I'm sure you understand. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding and all.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. That doesn't sound like rubbish at all. Entirely plausible, in fact. Mr. Wright, if indeed that is your real name, you may cross-examine the witness. But first, let's have a large banner appear on the screen.
Right! Before the large banner, you know what to do. Let me just give you some encouragement by a little sexual pout. There it is. Hold it. Hold it. And go. I've got this one. I know what to do. I'm an expert. There's the big titles on the screen. Everything's in red. Okay, right. I think we criticise this thing from the television or the video. What have we got in the court record? Have we got that thing about the power out? Yeah. Electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime, so I reckon we can... The only thing I don't know is, do we attack the television one or the video one? But maybe it doesn't matter. But let's go for that. We'll present evidence and we'll go for that. Electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Okay, you're wrong. Take this. I'm going to rub this piece of paper in your face. Objection! Finger power! Hold it right there. I know it looks like that I've just come from a wind tunnel, but in fact, my hair is supposed to be like this, and I've got some evidence that makes your story sound like rubbish. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. Pat my paper. When I do this, I look hot and authoritative and smug. This record proves it.
Oh, God! I've just got uncontrollable flatulence, which is why I'm wiggling like this.
Let me lean towards you to show my authoritativeness and then hit you again with my finger, which is clearly out of proportion with the rest of my head. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. There was no power. Oh, anger! Well...
The defense seems to have a good point at this juncture. Do you have it?
Why does he keep giving him chances to explain this? He's quite clearly lying and making up rubbish because he's a killer. Don't ask him this. Put him in jail.
Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Swit? Please concoct a new story.
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Maybe I have televioschizophrenio, which means that I hear videos when in fact there are no videos. ... Anger! Wait. Of course, I remember now.
Mr. Showit, what do you remember? The court would prefer, on the whole, in the main, for the majority of the time, where possible, to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning, rather than halfway through. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. In fact, it makes you look like a little bit of a jerk.
That...
Oh, sorry, sorry, my voice just broke there. That, and you seem rather distraught, and that wiggling is making a small hole in the chair. You are very slowly boring your way down into the floor, and I don't want to pay for that, so stop it.
My apologies, Your Honour. I can't stop wiggling, though. The batteries haven't run out yet. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well. That sounds entirely plausible. Don't you understand, Phoenix? He was the shock of finding the body, which was clearly killed by your friend, Mr. Butz. Mr. Wright, let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Witness testimony number 3. Okay, let's see what he's got to say this time. Hearing the time, he says. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yes, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. What? I don't even understand that. Is he saying that the victim was hit with a clock?
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. An entirely reasonable change of story for the second time. Let me nod in a knowledgeable way while drawing attention to my beard, while ignoring any actual details of the case that I'm paid to study. The defense may cross-examine this perfectly reasonable story-changing witness.
Gladly. I'm ready for this one. Cross-examination. Put it in red because I'm dangerous, baby. Yeah. Hearing the time. Okay, well, I think the bit that we need to get him on was this bit about the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. I think he's saying here the table clock was in the apartment, wasn't there? The murder weapon, the killer used it to hit the victim. So I think he's either saying that the killer killed him with the clock or with the table. So, I reckon we then, if I check the court record, point out that the murder weapon is not actually a clock, it's a statue. Even more than that, it's a rather heavy statue, and clocks aren't rather heavy, depending on the clock, unless it's a rather heavy clock. But he didn't say rather heavy clock, he just said clock. That's an important point. Write that down. Okay, I'm going to present the evidence of the statue by Rodin. Yes, I looked it up. I'm that sad. The statue is by Rodin, the French, I think he was French or Belgian, statue maker. Present! Objection, Your Honour! Finger power, yeah! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue, which clearly isn't a clock. I know it has 2 hands, but that's not the same thing. I got taught that by my mother. And look, I've got a new expression whereby I put my nose down and my hair up. Enjoy the pastos. Now I'm going to lean forward and then I'm going to point again. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? Do you even know what a clock is? Have you ever seen a clock? This doesn't tell the time. You're crazy. You're stupid. And now you're mad. You with your objections and your evidence, quote marks, just who do you think you are? I'm a lawyer, that's who I think I am, Phoenix Wright, ace attorney, and I'm posing with my hair and my finger. Just answer the question, Mr. Schwitt. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honour, I seem to have wet myself uncontrollably. I am hunched over because my trousers are rapidly filling
with some sort of liquid substance, so I would appreciate it if the court would let me run away and maybe represent the other client, as I seem to have lost this one badly.
Yes, Mr. Payne, I understand that your trousers are now full, and that this is an issue for you in continuing with this case.
But as the witness stated, the statue is... I can't believe he's using this as a counter-objection. Although I hope it isn't a clock. I hope it doesn't open up and reveal some little clock inside. Let's find out. As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. That seems perfectly
Oh, this is the worst judge.
So the murder... So the murder weapon was a table clock, after all. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about that? It appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Yes, this is quite clearly rubbish. I don't know, do I? Well, he said he saw it, and he just said that it spoke it. So, I guess that's still illogical, because you don't hear it from a... No, sorry, you don't see it from a talking clock. So, yes, I have a problem with that. Your Honour, there is a gaping hole in the witness's... There are many, many gaping holes in this witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock was to hold it in his hand. Oh, yes, but he said he never entered the apartment. Yes, the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I'm now asleep. So, I no longer really care about anything that you say.
Wake up! Look at my finger, damn it! The witness knew it was a clock because he... went into the apartment, I guess, or both. Oh, hang on. I guess it's kind of both, because you wouldn't have killed her unless he knew the victim, but he must have gone into the apartment to find out that it was a clock. So I guess it must be the top one. You're lying! You're wrong! You went into the apartment, therefore your story is wrong. You were inside the apartment of the day of the murder. Don't deny it, confess all. Yeah, bruh. Well, prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove that you were the one that killed her. Can we? Have we got that far? Do we have that bit of evidence? You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. I'm now in space, because I'm... Why is he in space? Where are you? Where have you gone? The judge is asleep. I've just travelled to somewhere else to make an objection, and somewhere Mr Butz is crying softly.
Oh, rhubarb, and bang! Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. See if you're right.
Yes, Your Honour, I shall. I have more where that came from. I can travel under the sea, I can travel to the moon, I can travel to jungles, but I do prefer space. But dear viewer, I'm afraid that our time together has run short as we've hit the half-an-hour mark. Please do like the video and subscribe to see part 3 as we attempt to take this cold-hearted murdering criminal down. Thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.